Hi guys, Damon Fiore, Dark Raven Training Group. I made a video within the last couple of weeks where I described how to stow a CAT-T tourniquet. Gave a couple of options. Again, these are all my opinions. But I'm constantly being hit up by students. Hey, I like the way you did that. Show me again. Or they'll try to call me on the phone, and I'm trying to explain it on the phone. It's almost impossible to do. So again, I like to create these resources for students and for anybody else who would care for what my opinion would be. One thing I've been getting a lot of is, everyone wants to know how I load out. How did you configure your kit? Where did you buy your stuff? I made a video last year that I kind of broke down and expanded out my M9 TacOps medical loadout. That is my med ruck that I carry with me. That video is still applicable. It's online. But I want to go ahead and show my my gun belt rig, or the rig that I wear all the time, and how I have that loaded out with medical equipment. I got a buddy of mine who's a pararescueman in the Air Force. He initially brought this concept to me a couple years ago when we were doing a training event of having a March belt, or having March available on your belt. So again, March, that's our massive hemorrhaging, our airway, respiration, circulation. I teach this all the time. You would think I'd rattle it off. And hypothermia treatment. Having that available on our gun rigs or on our waist, because we might not always have the opportunity to get in our rucks. Maybe we left our rucks somewhere. I initially thought about the concept and I was like, yeah, that seems pretty cool, but I keep everything on my plate carrier. Well, the thing was with my plate carrier, I'm wearing big pouches, like this almost, sitting on my plate carrier. It made it very cumbersome. Made it, me trying to maneuver, shooting in a prone position was out of the question. I wasn't going to be able to do that based on the pouches that I had on the exterior. So playing with this allowed me to kind of clean up my plate carrier, become a little more streamlined, make things a little more efficient for myself. Again, the majority of the advanced care that I'm going to render is in my ruck. And then, traditionally we try to keep even more stuff back in our truck. I'll just explain the rationale to you. There is operational medicine, prolonged field care, right? Those concepts. They break medical down into basically 4 different environments. We've got a ruck, we've got a truck, we've got a house, safe house, or another location that we can bring our casualties to and work on them where we have pre-staged stuff. And then we have plane or aircraft medicine. So basically 4 different worlds that we're going to operate under when we're aiding casualties, trying to save life. So to break, this obviously is going to fall all under ruck medicine, but to break ruck medicine down a little further, again, and I don't want to overemphasize the point, but I have become a fan of keeping March, at least March, not pause, not moving on down the algorithm of T3C. That is in my ruck. That we can find out at the truck or at a safe house potentially, but being able to treat those immediate life threats in the first 20 minutes, have that available on my gun rig. What's nice about this, well, there's multiple things that I think have become nice about it, but the other factor that I've learned to appreciate, I'm not always wearing armor. So even if I have pouches, I'm not always wearing armor. My ruck is usually somewhere around me. But what I do know I always have on, whether I'm training or not, or in an operational sense, is my rig, my gun belt. This particular rig I bought from Tier Tactical. They make a very good product. I'm very happy with them. I've been in and out of Tier gear now for about 3 or 4 years. This is not a cheap rig, and I'm by no means trying to sell merchandise for Tier Tactical, even though I'm sure they'd appreciate me doing it. But I do want to highlight a couple of the pouches that I purchased through Tier. They're very good quality. I like the way that they would work for me. Now I'm going to kind of demonstrate what my rationale is with doing this. As you can see on my rig here real quick, right here between my rifle magazine and another med pouch I have, I've got my CAT-T tourniquets. So like I said, I keep a variety of tourniquets on me. I've got a RATS, I've got soft tees, I've got a CAT-T, and I also have SWAT tees. I'm not a big fan of using the SWAT T tourniquet as a tourniquet. I use it in other applications, but I still have it as a standby when maybe I'm becoming depleted on my medical gear. The CAT-T I like to use for treating myself. My number one preference for treating a casualty is using the soft T tourniquet from TacMed Solutions. And again, I don't need to rehash all that. I broke that down in another video. I'm going to go ahead and put this rig on and kind of demonstrate to you how it works for me. Maybe it'll work for you. Maybe it'll give you an idea. But I'll just show you kind of my rationale here with my version of, it's a gun belt, but as the medic, making it a March belt. Fix my camera here. Okay, that should work. Okay, so it's a nice little Cobra buckle. Throw on my, there we go. I'm a right-handed shooter. I know because I'm working off my MacBook right now, we've got kind of the mirror phenomena going on, but yeah, trust me, this is my right hand. Guess it's neither here nor there, but behind this is a med pouch that I keep. This is my main one that I'm going to go to first. I've got my sidearm. I've got my pistol. I seemingly have had, no problem clearing out of the holster, getting around that to do what I need to do. It does create a little bit of a hurdle, but I like having the med pouch somewhere that I can see what I'm doing. I really don't like to go reaching for things too much. I like to keep everything in my workspace. As we know from pistol training and even operating our rifles, if we're going for a mag exchange, we like to do that right here in our workspace, right in front of our faces. Same thing when we're delivering medicine. We want to have that material right here in our workspace. So with this particular pouch, I got a flap here on the top. I can take this flap and just immediately rip down. This opens up kind of twofold. I've got a big 6-inch bandage. I told you guys before I'm a fan of the 6-inch. Next to that, I've got a soft T tourniquet. I've got an NPA in here. I have combat gauze. I've got a RATS T tourniquet at the top of here. Like I said, I prefer the RATS T. I like keeping a RATS T on me for when I'm working on, say, a pediatric, God forbid, or a geriatric, a smaller individual that they're so small that I'm going to have difficulty building the pressure that I need to with a soft T or a CAT-T. I've got the RATS to manipulate there. The thing that I like about this pouch, this has a tear away from the inside. I can get this out and I can put it right in front of me and work out of it. So I don't have to necessarily sit and look down to work out of it. I can get it right here on my lap, on the ground, and I can pull as needed what I need. And this is also tethered to a cord. So in the event that I start treating and I need to get out and start boogieing, shag ass, this is going to follow me. I don't have to leave it behind. So I like the versatility of this pouch. I'm kind of experimenting keeping it up front right now, but nothing says that I couldn't wear it maybe right here and have the same ability of ripping it out and getting it out in front of me. So I don't know the exact name of this pouch, but if you guys were to get on TYR's website, I'm sure you could find it pretty readily. Okay, so coming across the front, I've got my 2 pistol mags, I got a rifle mag, I've got my CAT-T tourniquet, and then I have a separate med pouch here. What I like about this med pouch, I'm not trying, I don't know how the lighting is for you guys, I'm not trying to reach around and work out of the back here and grab things. Especially if I have armor on, it becomes really difficult. With this particular pouch, I can feel back here, I've got a buckle that I can release, and then I can slide this out, and then I have it again right out in front of my workspace. As I open this up, boom, I keep extra packing gauze, because some wound cavities are going to require a lot of material. I've got more hemostatic agents, another SWAT tee. I've got a couple of chest seals in the back here. I've got a needle decompression pin, and I have a couple of emergency blankets. So that pretty much rounds out my MARCH, my march. I can handle most of the stuff in its incipient stages just right off of my gun rig. Now with the, I'm going to show you guys real quick how I rig the Cat T tourniquet. See if I can get the lighting pointed over here a little bit better. Okay, so what I have on here, if you guys can see, I have this secured with, I think they call it shock cord, 550 shock cord. So it's stretchy, you know, it's kind of like dynamic rope, if you will. I've got this just rigged through a couple of loops. I've got a little clip on here. I don't have knots tied at the end of this. The rationale is I can just grab this and the whole thing just breaks away. Here I go, I've got my Cat T tourniquets. If I need to do a one-handed application, I broke this down before, I can slide it over, grab, twist this around, and I can get going to town to self-treat. So again, my Cat T is my tourniquet in the event that I need to treat myself and I have other things, right? I don't need to, I have a soft T for treating other people. Okay, just nice, short, and sweet. This is my rationale for, you know, this is how I like to create my gunner belt, my work belt. I hope maybe this gives you guys some ideas, and yeah. So anyway, this is how I do it. Hey, thanks guys. I hope you enjoyed the video.